Chances are that if you're watching this video, you're probably struggling with procrastination. So let me ask you this question. Are you deliberately watching this video because you want to learn more about productivity and student success? Or are you mindlessly scrolling through YouTube, running away from your responsibilities? Whatever your answer is, what I want you to understand is that your actions have consequences. If you're intentionally in YouTube because you want to learn more about productivity and student success, then you are in the right place. But if you're simply going through the motions, then that's when the problem starts. See, the problem with procrastination is a lot of times we tend to do it on autopilot. We tend to underestimate how much it can hurt us, and that's why we keep on doing it again and again and again and again. And I think I kind of you know where I'm getting at. And I genuinely believe that the key on defeating procrastination can be found in this strategy coming up. Hey, what's up everyone? How are y'all doing today? My name is Raul Castillo and welcome to RCAS Mentoring, the place where I give you all the advice you need for your student success. So what is this strategy? You need to be mindful about how the consequences of your actions simultaneously affect your past, present, and future. The actions you made yesterday are directly affecting the actions you make today. And the actions you make today are directly affecting the actions you make tomorrow. So when you're procrastinating, I want you to sit down, have a real conversation with yourself and ask, what is the real impact of your actions? Think about it this way. Your life is a giant choose your own adventure game. And in this game, there are 3 points to keep in mind. Point number 1, your future affects your past. And with this, I mean the way you thought about your future when you were younger inadvertently affected the actions of your past. So if when you were younger, you wanted to become a doctor, especially when we were thinking about high school, you probably started researching about medical schools and pre-med programs. And why would you have done that? Because you knew that it would be beneficial for your future. Thinking about who you wanted to become when you got older had a direct effect on how you acted when you were younger. Point number 2, your past affects your present. The reflection of your past shapes the actions you make today. So let's say that last semester you played Spider-Man Miles Morales all day, every day, the day before your midterm. Because of this, you left studying until the last minute, and of course the next day you totally bumped the exam. Why? Because you didn't study enough, so you had no idea about what was going on. Because of this, the next time you're faced with the decision between studying and playing video games, trust me, you will think twice before you have to choose. My point is, reflecting upon your past experiences will affect the actions you make in the present. Point number 3, your present affects your future. The decisions you make now will have an impact on the choices you make tomorrow. So following the same example, if your present self wants to become a doctor in the future, then consider this. What will your future self appreciate more? That you spend all your free time binge watching Grey's Anatomy, or that you actually get out there and start looking for internship and shadowing opportunities? And really think about it, what would your future self really need more? Practical, hands-on experience, or 16,340 minutes worth of medical drama content? And no shame in Grey's Anatomy, by the way. I personally haven't seen the show, but I've heard that it's really good, which makes a lot of sense given that there's like 50,000 seasons out there. Now, don't hate me. I know there's 17. I know the 18th one is coming out, so I do know what I'm talking about. But anyways, back to the point. So you get me now? Your past affects your present, and your present affects your future. Simultaneously, think about the future has affected the way you've acted in the past, and it also affects the way you act in the present. So it's all connected. Do I sound like a crazy person right now? I mean, I feel like I do, but hear me out. If what I'm saying makes sense and I am not just a crazy person, then this can really be the thing that beats procrastination altogether. So how is this mindful thinking connected to procrastination? Here's my take on it. If you continuously make the effort to be mindful about the effects of your past, present, and future actions, then you can be more intentional about the way you do things. And intentionality is important because if you're not intentional about your actions, then procrastination will always get the better of you. I mean, sure, what is the worst thing that can happen if you watch another 40-minute episode, right? You can always study once you're done watching it, and it would really be paranoid to think otherwise. But what if I told you that watching one more episode, it's gonna result in you binge watching the whole series and leaving you no time to study? What if I told you that watching one more episode will result in you getting a B instead of an A in your exam? What if because of that B in your exam, you end up falling 1 point short of that A at the end of the course? And what if that B in your class ruins your GPA? Yeah, it sounds paranoid, I know. But I don't want you to focus so much on the slippery slope fallacy I just created. Instead, I want you to focus on the intentionality of your actions. If you constantly procrastinate and are unable to see the consequences of your actions, then you will never learn from it. And that's a problem. Sure, maybe you've procrastinated every now and then and nothing bad ever happened. But if nothing bad ever happens when you procrastinate, then why are you watching this video in the first place? Because let's be real, if you've made it this far, then you know that you struggle with procrastination. All students do. It's normal, but just because it's normal, it doesn't mean that it's impossible to overcome. See, when you're mindful about your actions, then you'll realize that one more episode might lead to you binge watching the whole show. One more match might lead to an all-nighter, and one more semester might lead to a lifetime of waiting. And I'll admit it, procrastination might not always lead to a negative outcome. But the stress and anxiety that you experience for gambling with the outcome of your future, it's not worth it. At least not to me. So how can you actually use these strategies to stop procrastination? Use it to see your actions for what they are. Your choices have consequences and they have a direct impact on your goals. And as long as you believe that your actions have little to no impact on your life, then you will never change. You will never grow. But if you genuinely recognize the impact of your actions, if you're able to see how choosing to study over watching TV is more than just another mundane choice, if you're able to see how your actions have a long-lasting impact on your past, present, and future, then you may have found the key to stop procrastination altogether. And personally, I think it's a lot harder to choose to procrastinate when you realize just how much is at stake. I mean, if someone told you that you would get accepted into your dream job for choosing to study over binge watching a whole show before your final exam, would you really choose to procrastinate and wing it? It really puts things into perspective when you see it that way. And if you do choose to procrastinate and live studying to the last minute, then at least you're conscious about the consequences that it will entail. So please, whenever you see those memes about people joyfully watching Netflix, then remember they have homework and then just continue watching it but in a stressing and anxious manner, don't take it lightheartedly. Sure, the idea of it is funny because we've all been there. But the solution to a problem is not to laugh it off and continue doing it over and over and over. That is literally the definition of insanity. The solution to a problem is to think about your past, to think about your future, and to decide how that's going to affect your present. Now, don't get me wrong, you can really easily misinterpret this advice and think that I'm telling you to overthink every single action that you do. But that's not what I'm saying at all. Trust me, I know it's impossible to be working 100% of the time. You will go crazy if you do so. And I recognize that it's important to take a break. It's important to relax and to do healthy activities that you enjoy. It's important to shut off your brain every now and then and to just do something silly that makes you happy. So yes, you will binge watch shows, you will pull all-nighters, you will waste some time every now and then, and that's okay. No, I'm not telling you to be paranoid about how enjoying your hobbies will inevitably destroy your life, because that's not true at all. Having fun, taking breaks, wasting time, and enjoying your hobbies is equally as important as getting your work done. What I am telling you though is to be more aware of your responsibilities. So if you have some free time, do whatever healthy activity you like and enjoy, like watching this video. But if you know that you have 20 projects to do at the end of the week, then that's when you can be more mindful about the way you distribute your time. It is in these crucial moments that mindfulness of your past, present, and future actions plays a major role in your student success. Ultimately, I believe that understanding this concept will go a long way in your battle against procrastination. And personally, I know it has helped me out a lot. But there's still a lot more things that you can implement in your routine to be a productive student, such as prioritization techniques. Prioritization techniques. So why is it so hard to say this word? So make sure to stay tuned for those topics coming up soon. Now, if you have some free time, make sure to check out these videos right here to help your future self achieve their student success. But if you have something that you need to work on right now, then just turn off your phone and get to work. You can always come back to my channel later, so just make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest videos. With that being said, I hope you found this advice useful, and until the next one, strive for success. Oh man, I should probably get started on some homework, but I've heard that Grey's Anatomy is pretty good, so let me just do that instead.